Why, hello everyone, and a welcome to the stream. This is Otaku Shobo. Today is Thursday, April 14th, 2022. So, there's actually more than one thing that I didn't want to do that I have now done. One of which we will talk about in Factorio that I posted about on my Discord just a little bit ago. The other thing that I've done between streams that I had said that I didn't really plan on doing was I subscribed to Crunchyroll, despite saying that I wasn't really planning on doing so. I had originally thought to do so at the end of the current anime season, at the end of the spring season, so that I could just watch all the things that were from the previous season and be done with it and just stop it, and every 3 months or so just subscribe at that cadence. But as it turns out, there are a few shows that I wanted to watch from the stuff that's being brought over from Funimation. I really haven't watched much of any anime series that has released subtitled on Funimation. I mean, it's been a long time coming that they've been moving stuff from there to Crunchyroll, and now that they're officially like fully merging, more is coming over, even more, and eventually they'll have the whole library, I hope. But yeah, there's a few shows that are on there in full that you can't watch unless you are a premium member of Crunchyroll. So I decided I'll just go ahead and do that so I can actually watch those shows. One of which is Mushoku Tensei, Jobless Reincarnation. That one was on Funimation and is now on Crunchyroll. And haven't started watching that one quite yet because, may as well also watch the shows I wanted to watch of the current season as well, which was season 2 of Rising of the Shield Hero, which now has 2 episodes out, as well as the first season for Skeleton Knight in Another World, because I've been reading that light novel as well, that series, and yeah, they chose a interesting way to start that series, considering that it's supposed to be a comedy series. They chose a rather dark way of beginning it from the first few seconds of the show. Like that, this is not at all representative of the actual series. It's just weird that they chose that direction. Because at its heart, it is a comedy for the actual story. It's also, I really don't care as much for Skeleton Knight as a whole anymore for that series, just because it's clear that the author does not intend on ever actually closing off the story. He just wants to like end it with a whole bunch of loose ends. It's like, no, that's not good story writing. Sorry if that's what you like think you prefer, but that's not actually good story writing at all. That's like bad, really bad. There's a way to leave things with some open-ended threads and actually conclude your overarching storyline, but he hasn't even like started touching it. It's like, okay, but there still needs to be more here. Like, you need to at least wrap up a major arc. He hasn't even wrapped up a major arc yet. It's like, because I've just read I'm at the end of the most recently released volume of a different novel series. The Wild Last Boss appeared. A Wild Last Boss appeared. That one is nearing the end of its major story arc and is at a good place where it can just end. Right? There's a big difference between going through the whole of the major story arc and just ending it off at the end of a minor story arc. It's like, no, not nice. And those are really the only two of the active season that I was interested in watching. It was just Skeleton Knight and season 2 of Shield Hero. Nothing else intrigues me of the stuff that's on Crunchyroll right now. But I have begun watching whatever the heck the title is. It's a really long, weird title. It's the Assassin Reborn as an Aristocrat. That one. I've begun watching that. I have not read it, and I might read it now. I started drinking coffee again. I started drinking coffee again for a while. Now there are two things that I've started doing that I've done that I didn't think I was going to do. One is, as I said, I have begun a premium member of Crunchyroll. The other, in Factorio, I have added Bob's modules to the game. I have added Bob's modules. That is the massive thing that I have done, as my side camera isn't even on, and it doesn't need to be on, shown, because of the cat. There is no cat right now, so we can have that off. Oh, there is, however. There is a baby. There is a baby here. There is a toy. This is Dolly's baby. That's what we call this one. This one's Dolly's baby. Ollie's got his own. That's chipmunk colored, but this one's Dolly's. Yes, this one's Dolly. She brought it up and she was playing with it today, right up on the desk here. So I added Bob's modules, and for why? Because I had the whole premise of this series was that I wasn't going to be using like overpowered modules and things like that, and like my productivity mod either. I wanted to get as close to a vanilla experience as I could to show that I could do it, but do you see the UPS counter up here, the frame rate up here in this top corner? Do you see what that number is right now? I believe I stated relatively early on in the series, I forget exactly when, but I had stated a while back that if my frame rate got this low, that I would be forced to put in Bob's modules in order to reclaim performance. So that's what I have done now. As it turns out, the way that I have played thus far on this map has not been particularly UPS friendly, shall we say. And the scale that I have built this base, and the scale of the factories, the outputs that I have desired, has necessitated building a lot of entities thus far. And as it turns out, because up to this point, a lot of these factories that I've built have been not operating. They've had full buffers for a while. As soon as I finished the logistics work on the factories that we made last time, which was the remaining stuff for Circuit 3s, we set up a Circuit 3 factory. This factory is moving. I've made let's see, 1,829 cycles of this recipe. I think this outputs like 3 circuits per cycle, or something along those lines. This has made a whole lot of other factories come online that were offline prior, at least briefly, which tanks performance. Because when factories are not running, they don't consume as much performance as when they're running. So as soon as a whole bunch of them went from inactive to active, performance tanked about 5 frames per second. And the trend has continued to go down despite building my factories with vanilla beacons and vanilla modules, and even going back and starting to replace factories with beaconed factories with vanilla modules. The trend has still been down. I've been building faster than the gains I get from transitioning to beacons and modules. So, the solution to this will be to use Bob's modules overall. Specifically, not as much for the modules themselves, but for the better beacons. The modules are very powerful, yes, but the beacons multiply the effectiveness of those better modules. Especially those Mark III beacons that you can have like 3 layers deep around any individual factory, holding like, 6 modules each at 100% transmission efficiency. Those are the most overpowered aspect, and those are what I will use across the base in order to reduce the overall impact on performance, just by virtue of having my builds be essentially just one building per link in the chain for the most part. I'll be able to convert a lot of these larger factories down to just a few buildings. It really doesn't change anything in terms of the complexity of the actual factory, as in the steps still need to be done on each production chain. It just reduces the number of entities. The logistics work is extremely similar. It's still going to take logistics work between those factories, and it adds its own level of complexity in that now you have to deal with much higher throughputs of stuff, which is going to push me towards also making better, higher throughput belts as well, and needing to use higher throughput belts if I want to have fewer buildings. It really changes dynamics a bit. And Bob's modules at the higher levels are extremely heavy on circuit on circuit costs, as it turns out. So if I look at speed module 8, regular speed module 8, I also want to mention I'm not going to use these pure modules. We are going to stick with the modules that have drawbacks, though the drawbacks aren't very large. These directly consume, each speed module 8 uses 10 circuit 3s and 5 circuit 2s. Just to make the circuit, plus it's going to use circuits to make the processor board. And you need the previous level of module, which also needs another 8 circuit 3s, and a board that uses, and a bunch of boards that use more circuits. And level 6 is more circuits, and even more circuits, and more circuits, and more circuits, and more circuits, and more circuit 1s and 2s, and more circuit 1s and 2s. Essentially, everything past circuit 2 uses a bunch of circuit 3s. Uses circuit 3s. Everything beyond circuit 2s. Nothing uses intelligent units, so that's a thing. Technically, I can make all the way up to level 8 modules as it stands right now. Like, as soon as I get some circuits in here and start making these things, as soon as I get deliveries of circuit 2s to start making these things, and I have them, I can start doing the science technology, the techs for these, because the techs are unique, they're special, you need the circuit boards to unlock the higher levels of things. However, it overlaps with the vanilla game, so because I already had like the first 2 levels of modules, it's unlocked these for me at this point. I didn't have the level 3 ones yet, which were the utility science techs, so we'll have to do all of this. Hi, Dolly. Well, welcome. Merle. Merle. Hi. How you doing? How's my Dolly? We've got your baby. We've got your baby here, huh? Yeah, that's your baby. Ah. Yeah. You looking? Are you gonna go running? Are you gonna go running? Huh? You gonna run? What you doing? That's my girl. It's actually a little bit difficult with her eyes because I have the green screen stuff going, even on that camera. So with her eyes, both of the kitties have a little bit of green in their eyes, so their eyes end up getting green screened out. They've got 2 colors for their eyes. They've got mostly yellow on the outside, but on the inside it's green. Little bits of green. Yeah. Yeah, you've got the baby here. You've got the baby here. How's the Dolly? Huh? How's that Dolly? How's she doing? Yeah. Definitely gotta pet the kitty when the kitty's here, huh? You gotta pet the kitty while she's here. Yeah. Yeah, baby girl. So that was the big announcement today. I decided that I would add Bob's modules into the game. Now, what we're going to do today is we're not actually going to focus on these modules. Not yet, anyway. I did set up so that the level 2 modules can be crafted once I get those boards. Our only real saving grace with these for the actual circuit counts overall is that as she leaves is that these boards, as you progressively make each new version of these boards, can take productivity modules, as can these parts here and these boards. The actual circuits themselves can't. At the very least, level 1 through 3, I don't think can. I'll have to check the 4 through 8, but yeah, these are speed only. The other thing you'll probably notice here is that I've got some solar panels. Ahem. I've got some solar panels. I've set up a blueprint that can take just a few of these, 28,000 solar panels, and like 1,500 of the Mark 1 accumulators. It needs a few more. It needs a few hundred more to be at proper ratio, but I was toying with the idea of this for power because, of course, solar is not as bad for UPS. It's very efficient for UPS, but the scale that I need is a little large. I would need, I would need 20 of these to replace my current infrastructure. Thereabouts. I think it's like 1.2 or 3 gigawatts for each of these factories. It's a bit more than 1 gigawatt of sustained power throughout the day. Yeah, I was considering some way of getting like mark leveled solar panels. That would be really nice to have, actually, would be upgradable solar panels, sort of like in Bob's and Angels. I forget which one does it. I think it's Bob's. Does Bob's have the mark levels on the solar panels and the different sizes as well? That one's actually a really good idea, but I mean, it's not going to be something I'm going to use in the next playthrough, right? Because next playthrough will be Pi Alternative Energy. Yes, and I'm going to imagine that Pi Alternative Energy has solar solutions, shall we say. I am expecting one of those mirror grids into the central tower for solar, as at least one of the options. So there's going to be more options as we go. Just because this using combustion mix isn't particularly UPS friendly. Using anything involving temperature isn't particularly UPS friendly. Oh yeah, I've done this. I need to fix it. I've put megadars inside of my large intersections, 4 megadars each, but as it turns out, I copied them and it didn't have like all the proper wire connections, and this was missing its power pole. So now every single intersection that I painstakingly went through to plop all of these ghosts down for all of these megadars, I need to do again to get all of the wire connections set properly on them. Because as it turns out, having a megadar in each corner of my grid completely covers the entire square without needing any radars inside of the square, which is great. No, you cannot retrofit alternative energy into an existing playthrough. It changes way too much to do so. We're talking about a mod that literally adds 2 entire resources into the game. Like, adding base resources into the game and making a whole bunch of other changes, I'm guarantee it will not be compatible with existing playthroughs. Especially since it's also adding a replacement to the vanilla chemical plant with a much larger building. I'm not going to retrofit. I'm not going to attempt to retrofit that mod here. So yeah, I also haven't really made enough megadars to completely cover the thing. It looks like we've gotten nearly half the base covered, though, unless it's just a matter of the cycling. I think it's a matter of the cycling. Yeah. Yeah, it seems we've gotten about a third of the base with the megadar coverage. And then there's a whole bunch of those substations, because I would like to at least get the skeleton in here, even if I don't have enough actual solar panels. Another reason why I just made a whole bunch of circuit ones. I set up 15 per second on the circuit ones, an extra 15 per second on the circuit ones through a brand new factory somewhere over the rainbow. Here, I just did this morning, right before starting the stream. I did this for circuits. It's a lot simpler than I thought it would be, because I've ended up getting the things like ceramic are separate now, the copper cables are separate, Melamine resin is a separate factory entirely. The only thing I'm missing is enough glass to keep this going at the full rate. So it turns out I have to actually convert some of my molten glass into glass, because I've got plenty of molten glass and I can scale that infinitely. It's just need to convert it to actual glass. This is getting a little bit of a benefit from these Bob's modules now. Just to make it clear, the level 1 Bob's modules do not have as large of drawbacks as the vanilla modules. The speed module has the same speed bonus as a vanilla level 1 speed module, but it's only a 10% increase in energy consumption. The efficiency module is worse. This is a minus 10% energy consumption, so just to keep that in mind, the efficiency modules start off worse than the vanilla module. I think that's worse. I think the vanilla one is 30? 30? More than 10. And then the productivity module is better by 1%. The vanilla level 1 productivity module is a plus 4% productivity and, a whole bunch more energy consumption. But this adds 5 baseline. So, 1% better. I'll take what I can get. Ultimately, productivity and speed are going to be what reduce the total entity counts that I need for this base. Alright, so all of that being said, are things even moving over here? Am I even crafting anything? No, because circuit 2s, of course. I need to work on getting those online as well. I've also set up logistics sheds on the beacons, so those are going to allow me to store more level 1 beacons, although I guess at this point I don't need to store the level 1 beacons. I need to do that for the level 2s and level 3s, as I'm working on the technology for the level 3. Fortunately, it's only 100 science. Now, what was I working on before? Because I need to, re-queue all of these upgrades, and then I don't even know what I know what I need the mining machine tech so that I can pick up uranium processing and all these other sintering recipes. Oh, right, I am currently making the direct reduction plants. I'm making some derps. That's right, I'm making some derps. We've got some derps. At this moment, we have derps. I can use them for a whole of 2 things in the base. We can reduce chromium, and we can reduce high-grade alumina. Oh yeah, I added a mod, so I have to do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then 6. Because I added the Bob's modules and functions library, anytime any change happens with mods, all of those recipes get locked again, even though I'm supposed to have them through this. It does, and unfortunately, this screen doesn't even show you what you picked either. It's like, please show me that I picked uranium here. Please show me that I picked Nexlit here, that I picked lead here, even though I should have picked zinc. Grand scheme. I picked Molly here. Autosave. I picked the aluminium in here, and I picked the iron in here. And I do not regret picking iron. Like, all y'all who wanted me to pick quartz, no. That's so dumb. Quartz is so easy. Like, seriously, quartz is just so easy. I thought this was supposed to cover this. What? Huh? So why do we got a plus, a whole a chunk missing in the middle there when we don't have that here? I don't have any extra megadars. Are these like differently spaced? No, they're the same placement. Huh. That's weird. I guess it has to do with chunk placement. Yeah, I guess it's just the alignment within each chunk. It's like sometimes it's gonna cover the center and sometimes it's not, depending on where it's aligning. Huh. Interesting. How strange. Anyway, the point of the day today, outside of mentioning these, missing the power. Oh yeah, that could be because yeah, it doesn't have power on all of them. They're not covered. That's why. That's why it's power. Duh. I need to fix that between streams. Anyway, I need to work on getting the remaining infrastructure, the remaining ingredients for Mark III infrastructure, because that will be very important going forward to get into Mark III as well as Mark IV infrastructure, because a lot of those ingredients are not just used for the Mark III infrastructure, they're used for science, they're used for circuit 4s, and then that ingredients and the ingredients for space science end up getting used for the Mark IV infrastructure. It's very well designed from that aspect. It's like, oh, I need this item to make this level 3 building. Oh, hey, this item's also used for circuit 4s, or this item's also used for utility science. And I need this item anyway. Or the other way around, I'm working towards utility science or I'm working towards circuit 4s. These things are also used to make the infrastructure, the upgraded infrastructure. So, officially, the last time we met, I made superconducting wires, superconducting coils, magnetic cores, cooling systems, boron carbide, circuit 3s, and zinc nano compound. Although, the caveat being on the zinc nano compound in particular, that I don't have enough Relesia to feed the scale at which I built this. That was the primary caveat. And all those factories are like in here and over here of what we did last time. In between streams, I finished off that infrastructure as well as set up more phosphoric acid, dedicated phosphoric acid. The reason for this was that I was running out of phosphoric acid for etching solution. So I decided to remove that bottleneck from the face of existence for a good long while. This is making 700 per second of phosphoric acid. It's also like 1,000 hydrochloric, hydrogen chloride, excuse me, but I'm not using it. It's also a lot of saline water, so I also scaled up the saline water by a little bit. I added some more saline water. I don't think I put this on my between streams list, but each set of 3 is 900 per second. and there's 8 of these. So 7,200 per second more saline water. I'm not going to run out of saline for a while, I think. And I'm also, because I've been using this long storage tank mod, I'm making use of it so that I can actually get that throughput into these trains. And I currently have 3 of them here. I could add more. So this actually works just fine as a way of increasing the total number of like fluid ports in here. Just as long as any one pump or any section of pumps doesn't exceed the max throughput of those pumps. So if we've got sections in here that are just 3 pumps, those 3 pumps are the bottleneck on this. But that's 3 times 12,000. I have 7,200 here total. I think we'll be okay. I think we'll be fine on the throughput. I needed storage though. Storage is always nice. Besides that, I set up a dedicated tin rare earth alloy factory. Remembering that I sort of already set this up in the superconducting, whatever this is, the coils or the wire. I forget which one. I think this is the coil. Basically, I already had this factory set up. I just copied it and pasted it down here. This is capable of supporting twice the amount, but I left it as is. This is 2.5 per second of the tin rare earth alloy. Just because this stuff was needed as an ingredient all the way over here, I think. Somewhere. Was it you? Might not have been you. It's not you. It was one of the other things. Probably the circuit itself. Maybe the circuit themselves. I have forgotten. Ah yes, right here, the circuit themselves. They needed that alloy. And then, since we already mentioned circuits, the only other thing that I added between streams was a Simic factory making 70% uranium powder. Right up here. Hello, glorious Simics. Beaconed with Simics. Beaconed with Simics, yes, to reduce the total number here. This factory, this little old factory here, it makes 30 per second of 70% powder. Ish. When everything is moving. Unfortunately, it looks like not everything is moving because we are limited in... Right, I need to... These need to be yellow. Yellow. These need to be green. These need to be better, faster, stronger. Because we are limited on our throughput of the ore, it looks like. Where is my plan here? Yeah, the ore total is 81.9. Oh, right. Yeah, I can't really share that, can I? And where's the... You? You should have been swapped. I needed you to be... swapped. That's a bigger problem to fix. Let's fix that. That disturbs me greatly. Why did I do that? I wasn't thinking. Obviously, I wasn't thinking. So the cleaning up of this is going to be a pain. I have to, like, go to the peripheries to clear it, to just pick up stuff. And that'll make sure that I actually have the proper throughput that I need. Alright, so we're sitting here until I start seeing green. Until I start picking up uranium. Wow, that's a lot of biosamples. Alright, we've started picking up green. We have to repeat that 3 more times to clean out these belts. Or I could just, you know, shove them into a chest, but whatever. Might just place a chest anyway to start throwing these in. Come on, uranium. Show me. There you go. Plonk. I'll have to do the same thing to clean out the uranium, most likely. Or it'll just work. You know, or it will just work after having grabbed all the uranium. Right, pretty soon should see uranium start ticking up. There we go. We have done the thing. Go in there. Last one of these. All right. So what are the remaining stuffs? What are the remaining stuffs that I'll need? We have far more things to make than we will have time to set up today. That's the unfortunate part, but we'll get as much done as we can. Whoops, wrong thing. I need those. Also, I don't want the personal logistics. No. Yeah, painful refactoring is going to be happening throughout my base as I replace things with Bob's modules and beacons and stuff. Right, and I still need to put on these green, glorious green. There you go, that's better. That's throughput. That's the throughput I was looking for. Because we need more than 45. We need 81.9. Hi, Ollie. Rubbin. Ollie's rubbing my legs. Oh boy. Yeah, this is also eating a decent chunk on the Nexalit, and it needs lots of hydrogen. It was definitely a build. Definitely a build to get all of that. Alright. Continuing along. So, I think we need something like 15 more items. So we need to make carbon aerogel. We need to make some of those. What is it? It's the. Why did I not even make note of it? Huh? My gosh, because there's more things. I need the. I need zinc nano complex. Because we made the zinc nano compound, I need zinc nano complex as well. Hello, my Ollie. Hi. Hi, Ollie. How are you doing? How are you doing? My baby. Yeah, my baby. Oh, he wants the rubs. He wants his rubs and attention. Yes, rubs and attention. Oh, yes. He wants wubbins. He wants wubbins. Oh, those eyes are closed. Yes, he wants the wubs. He wants the rubs. Yes, he wants wubs. Yes, we've got Cat. We have Cat. Cat has arrived. And he wants rubs. He wants rubs. Oh, yes, there's the belly. There's the belly. Yes. Belly wubbins. Belly wubbins. Oh, he's purring now. There's the motor. There's that motor. Yes. big boy. Yes, rubbish. Rubbish. Yeah, I know. I know, mister. I know I'm the only one here to give you some rubbins right now, huh? You want the wubs? Yeah, you want the wubs. There's that boy. There's that face. If only I could have the cam just a little bit further away. Alright. Now you can restock me. Oh, is he leaving? You see your sister? Yes, he sees his sister. Where's Dolly? Meow. Yes, hi, Dolly. He's looking. He's looking down. He's staring at his sister. Yeah, what's your sister up to, huh? What's she doing? Does she want to come up onto the chair? Are you gonna let her? Are you gonna let her, or are you gonna jump down? Huh? How's that tail? Is that tail flicking? Yes. Tail is flicking. Alright. Zinc nanocomplex, zinc oxide nanoparticles, hyperelastic material, harmonic absorbers, carbon aerogel, heavy fermion material, carbon nanotubes, diamagnetic material, superconducting magnetic units, or SMUs, superconductors, and their component parts, volumetric energy capacitors, titanium, cobalt, chromium alloy, nanoelectrical mechanical systems, and resilin are all items that I need to make going forward to be able to get all of the remaining Mark III infrastructure. Oh boy! That's just a few items, huh? I've got plans on most of these, shall we say. Shall we start with heavy fermion? Because, yeah, that's a thing. Of course, no productivity on heavy fermion material. Planning at the moment for, one. Let's see, 16, 16, 0 on the level 1 module with the level 1 module. There we go. Right, this is going to get a little, busy, right, with all these modules. I should just straight up disable these pure modules. That would help clean up the list at least, because I'm not planning on using the pure modules. These drawbacks are extremely minor in the grand scheme. Hi, Ollie. Pretty boy. Pretty Ollie, yeah. Yeah, pretty boy, tail's flicking. So, because I have 30 enriched uranium powder, may as well do this. This is like one of the final bosses of the game for most people, I would imagine. These will also get beaconed, but I have something already pre-made for the sand castings, so this is a very, very simple, quote-unquote, factory overall. Oh, the irony that we're doing it right at a source of uranium. The irony. The irony. Give me buildings. I need buildings. I need these. I need these. And that is it. I have all the others. Coffee, coffee, coffee. Yeah, it really pains me that I've basically felt forced into doing Bob's modules for this, but I really can't stream sub 30 FPS. Like, this is the limit here. Am I even... Yeah, and I'm outputting at 60 as well, so it's like, okay. It's technically outputting at 60, but my webcam is 30, and the game is now 30. So we're getting already my streaming software is, I think, doubling the frames to keep it smooth. So it's like, okay, that's not great. Yeah, 30 was like is the hard red line that unfortunately we have crossed now while streaming. Definitely, most definitely with. Excuse me, where are you bringing these from? I don't need all 10. Let's go build us a factory. All right, so I've got something I can. Oh yeah, it's this. Hi, hello. This. Um, I don't need the like heavy oil though. So do I have a thing without the heavy oil? Thought I did. Somewhere over the rainbow. Maybe. Maybe not. I don't remember. Oh noes. Have I just not done beaconed sand castings? I may have just not done beaconed sand castings. That's rather unfortunate. Yes, that's rather unfortunate, because the thing that I have here is more than just the sand castings. And I need 8, which without beacons and modules, this is 4 each. That's why it's saying 2 on here, but meh. Let's get this set up. Oh gosh, the half speed, everything is just awful. Because that's the other thing, is like all of the like rates at which I'm making stuff, all the throughput that I'm supposed to have, is now essentially halved because the game is running at half speed. So even though I was setting up like 1 per second of the circuit 3s, if I had all of the component ingredients for it in proper throughputs, in reality it would only be half of 1 per real second, right? Because it's yeah, because the game's only running at half speed. Sometimes less, sometimes slightly more, but can't keep going with that. I was gonna do Regulite Helium at some point, but guess not anymore. All right. You. I could have sworn. I could have sworn I had a thing with this guy next to it, but oh well. Hmm. Well, that's a few beacons there. Don't need those. What I do need is you. So it says it only needs 6? To make enough creosote? I mean, that's more than 6, so huzzah. I guess. The cat's gone. Oh no. Turn that off. Can't get a good read. Oh, guess I can get a good read. Yeah, this is gonna be more than 8. Or will it? So that's giving 21. Yeah, 28 would be 11.2. So, yeah, I think that's gonna be more than 8. So we're fine. We're fine. In fact, we don't even need the extra modules. We don't need those. We need those because yeah, we need the soil. But yeah, even with that number of modules, we can still at least maintain 28 versus 21. 11.2 over 28 times 21. That's 8.4. It's exactly what I need. And it's going to get faster here. It's not going to get faster here with these modules. This guy is capped at the moment with these level of speed modules anyway. And then the creosote, it needs 112. Yeah, it's it needs like at least 80. That's gonna definitely give at least 80. So we're good. We're good. And that is all of those steps all at once. Congratulations, we did the thing. Whoops. And I like to keep the beacons in a semblance of an alignment. And then I need 2. For now, 2. 1, 2, 1, a 2, a 3. Oh boy. We might be outputting on this side. Throughputs. Throughputs are fine. See, I built that backwards. Ta-da! Ta-da! Okay, so you go this way, merge up with something or other, and go there. The other 2 are shared belts, and that means that I need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 3, 4, 5. Whoops. Whoops. Stop curving. Alright, there we go. Ta-da! Let's see, what do we need? We need copper. There you go. Enjoy. And the other 2 are shared. our copper at heavy fermium material. Our fuel rods at heavy fermium material. I need to scale my fuel rods as well, for that matter. REO at heavy fermium material. Gold at heavy fermium material. Remembering that I have a grand total at this point, I think, of 15 per second on gold. I will need to scale that again. Making gold out of phytomining. Alright. Setting this thingy up. Excuse me? Oh, you're there. Ahem. Oh boy, isn't that great? Da 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 da. Ta-da. That would be heavy fermium. Alright, U70. Powder. Bring it on over. We have gold. We have rare earth oxides. I forget what tab that's under always. And I'm going to be thrown off a bit because we have this new modules category that's shifted everything over a tile. This one was what again? What were you? Fuel rods, right. Those. Bring me those if I have any. And copper if I have any. I need to scale my copper considerably. Alright, supply heavy fermium material. Depot for heavy fermium material. Bots should be coming to build this. Yep, they are on their way. Get our locomotive set, get the limit set to 1 stack. Supply a depot, a full cargo, a circuit condition, automatic, and I'm realizing that I did all of this logistics that I would usually do between streams, but this one was a simple enough build, I guess. And I was like, sure, why not? And this one is heavy fermium. That's not the one that I wanted. D heavy fermium. Save that, and we are good to go. All right, I need one more fluid. We need some bitumen, buddy, to actually make the sand castings. Duh. We need some bitumen. Our bitumen at HFM. Bring it. Bring it to me. It's so glowy. trees. Please die. Thank you kindly. Why there are trees on my ore patch, I do not know. Something resource spawner overhaul still needs to work out. I think I set it so that it's not supposed to spawn trees on ore patches, but it still happens. And it says it as well on the setting too, that it's like this will not completely prevent it, but it will get rid of most of it. Sometimes you'll just have trees on your ore. Anyway, that is officially Heavy Fermion done. Scratch that one off the list. Actually move that to my quote-unquote last time area on my notes. And how much was this? 2 per second. Grand total, 2 per second. Yes. That's actually all we need for now, minus whatever extra I may want for the infrastructure, Mark III infrastructure. What else is a good candidate to get done that's relatively quick here? I mean, I need zinc nanocompound, or nanocomplex, made out of nanocompound. I need resin that uses nanocompound. Like, we've got all these things, slash the ability to make all these things. Ooh, I have the tech upgrade. I have the first tech upgrade for meat, right? Because meat is like the one that I've been working on. Almost done. Which one was the meat one? It was the Augs. So Augs, half an Aug for 1 resin. I think I need more than 1 resin, but whatever. This is fine. Oh yes, and it's going to eat up some aerogel, which we're also going to need for carbon aerogel way over here. I have these things. Of course you're not productive. Of course you're not. Why would you be productive? That sounds dumb. Why would you ever be productive? Alright, well this is an extremely simple factory, so let's just set that one up quick. All quick-like. I can do this, like, all the way here. I will need to restock, though. That's one thing I know I need to do. Let's head back to the mall. Oh. I need intelligent units, don't I, for the... Autosave is autosaving. Yeah, I need intelligent units to get these. We have the paramagnetic material. Oh yeah, superconductor servo mechanisms. I need those too. Wasn't this called superconducting servo mechanisms at one point? Huh. Well, whatever. Add that to the list. These guys generally get used for the vanilla utility science recipe and a whole bunch of Mark IV infrastructure. And antimatter. Which we'll need as well for satellites. Because we need to launch satellites. For our utility science. This launching satellites provides an item now that can be used for utility and is used for space science. So yeah, that's a thing we need to do. All those things. Yeah, let's just say that I'm making solar panels to use for satellites. Right. Totally planned. Yeah, that's going to take a bit of effort though, so it's gonna be. I really want them. I really want these. I really want these, but yeah, it's after intelligent units, so it's gonna be a little bit of time. That's a lot of stuff. Bring me my stuff. Thank you. Thank you kindly. Oh god, they look so slow, but the game is half speed. Like we're half the speed, and they look like they're crawling to me, although they're running really fast. Like these guys are faster than the Mark 1 bots were at full speed of the game. Hi Ollie. How's my boy? How's Ollie? What's he up to? Is he gonna settle? Is he gonna settle? What's he doing? He's spinning. And he's settled. Hi, Ollie. Hi, big boy. Stretched out. Yes. Stretched out, big boy. Alright. Have we the things? We have enough of the things. I have declared we have enough of the things. All this needs is an extra fluid input. Excuse me. There we go. And you're good. Ahem. Doink. You need most of the surrounding bacon. You know what? Just take that. And you use that. Excuse me. Yep, use that. Put that there, and then I don't need either of those. Ta-da! How far until I finish the game? It'll be a little while. Just because we have a lot of individual items that I want to make on separate factories. Currently, I am technically into utility science. I haven't set up a proper solution for utility science yet. There is a recipe that involves a lot of really expensive items that gives you a trickle of science. It's vat brain biocomputing, and it is available on most techs in the later game in order to specifically pick up some key upgrades along the way before you get into the actual recipes for the sciences. But in my case, there was a science that had a recipe that was locked by the level of science. So utility science has a recipe that I would prefer using that was locked behind having utility science. So I did the vat brain biocomputing to get the utility science in order to unlock that tech specifically so I could get that recipe. And that is what we still need to do. We need to do not this one. It's, where are you? Where art thou? There you are. We're going to do this for utility science. It's going to take a little while to get all of these ingredients, though some of these are the things that we are making now. We are working towards getting ingredients for the utility science. That's where we're at. In order to do this recipe, I'm going to need to launch rockets, so we still need to launch rockets as well. And yeah, I'm also currently going to be basically reinventing my entire base with Bob's modules, so ooh, it's going to take over 100 more hours, I think, of actual playtime to get through things. I mean, I could blitz my way through to the end fairly quickly, but I want to do things right. If all I wanted was one space science, I could do that relatively quickly. I could just have a factory for the utility science doing all of these processes as like one individual building on everything, rather than separating out all these individual parts. Just ignore Mark 3 infrastructure and Mark 4 infrastructure completely and just go for the progression. But no, I want to do it this way. Whoops. Have some semblance of scale. And an upgrade path. Remember, this is an experience. Ahem. I don't know why I'm doing this when I usually don't. When I shouldn't be. Ahem. Again, really simple factory. You... Get rid of that. I don't need you. Yeah, so this is a very complex mod set. That is true, but I don't think it's as bad as a lot of people think it is. Oh, those don't have speed modules. Did I mess that? No, that has speed modules. What? I copied. What? Well, whatever. Supply carbon aerogel. Request aerogel at carbon aerogel. Request purified quartz at carbon aerogel. Request nitrogen at carbon aerogel. Where does nitrogen live? I don't use this that often. Where is nitrogen? It's under raw ores. Okay. That would also be where pure quartz lives. Purified quartz lives, I should say. There you are. Now, aerogel is either in here or in here. I think it's you. I guess not. Aerogel. Oh, yeah, there you are. Aerogel. Yeah, so we've got, oh, did I? Right, because you're going down, alright, and then this one's going up. As for how much stream time it's going to take for me to complete this, I don't really know. I'm going to say that going through this process that we're doing now is going to take at least another stream. Before getting into intelligent units. The general order will be these items for Mark III infrastructure, followed by circuit 4s, followed by rockets, followed by tritium for antelopes. Now, rockets, that's going to be its own thing, and I'll need to look at all of those requirements as well. Then utility science via cotton guts. Then uranium processing through yellow cake, so the entire uranium processing chain, after 40% which we haven't done yet, and then the stuff for space science. I mean, realistically speaking, somewhere in there is also, the infrastructure for Mark IV, but I mean, that's basically the same thing as space science. And then during this whole process, I am refactoring the entire base to use Bob's modules and working on getting level 8 Bob's modules and Mark III beacons. So we're looking for carbon aerogel. But that is mostly going to be off-screen stuff. It's not really the point of the series. We're not here to see Bob's modules. We're here to see Pyandons. They are merely a tool to improve my performance. Alright, so now we have some carbon aerogel. Ta-da! It exists. That is, unfortunately, the easiest parts done. Alright. Next. Yeah, that's a lot of biopolymer. A lot more than what I'm making now. And a lot more Nenbit than I'm making now. Oh god, Nenbit. That's more vanadium than I'm making now. I thought I would have enough vanadium at 15 per second. No, I don't have enough vanadium. And if I scale vanadium, I also need to scale the tailings dust. So that's gonna be fun too. Where even is the vanadium? What even are you again? I've forgotten. It was somewhere up in this area. There you are. Hello, vanadium. Yeah, the vanadium build. Yeah, I need to like double the output again on the vanadium. Oh joy. So we're getting into a point where there are ingredients that I have nowhere near enough of, yet I'm going to still be building these factories at the scale I want them to be, knowing full well that I don't have enough stuff to feed them. And that is what I will work on essentially behind the scenes, is trying to get as much of that back-end stuff as possible as I am refactoring the entire base for Bob's modules and beacons. Yeah. So, where to start? Because I know Resolin is more of a base resource, as is the zinc nano complex. Is more of a base resource, although the nano complex is only used for the nanoparticles. So it's like, okay, we'll do this. Yeah, I need another methanol upgrade, a methanol factory upgrade for this. You are not productive at all, and you're using particle accelerators, of which I only have the Mark 1 right now. We're not going to speed module the particle accelerators. That sounds like a terrible idea. That sounds rather dumb. Although interesting, you can offset these completely. Wait, where's level 1 efficiency? Huh? Oh. Oh. Okay. We're not allowed to use efficiency in particle accelerators. We are not allowed to use efficiency in particle accelerators, and we are not allowed to use efficiency on any hot air recipe. Okay? Even if we can, thanks to Bob's modules, use these modules from level 4 and above, I'm not going to. If I do, it's because I wasn't thinking. So we need to make this clear. Particle accelerators do not allow efficiency modules because they're supposed to use a lot of energy. Why? Watch my very first series. My very first playthrough, Pyandons Off the Rails. There's a lot of changes that were made to Pyandons mods as a result of that playthrough, one of which was that particle accelerators could no longer have efficiency modules. You used to be able to put efficiency modules in particle accelerators, and I definitely made use of that. If you can cut this energy down to 80% of what it is here, 120 megawatts, that's a big difference. So yeah, I need to remember, don't efficiency particle acceleration. Also, don't speed particle acceleration, because, don't want it to use more power. Even 10% is huge on those buildings. So this is actually pretty simple, minus the lead containers. Oh, right. I need, like, a factory for lead containers, because these are going to pop up a few times. I guess they're only here. I don't need coated containers. All right, am I going to use these? Yes, guaranteed. All right. So we're going to need to make this as a separate factory. I'm going to make at least 3 of you. Main thing here is I don't have enough niobium complex, but I should have everything else. And I definitely don't have the advanced castings as well. Again, this is a hot air recipe, not allowing efficiency on it. I don't know why that was a decision that was made by King Arthur, because I'm pretty sure it was King who coded this. I don't really know why this was done this way. They should take efficiency, but they don't on any hot air recipe. It, in some ways, incentivizes you to just do not hot air recipes on some of these things, because the not hot air variants can use efficiency, even on the smelters, which would reduce the total fluid input for fuel. So it's like, why? Just why? Just why? Anyway, so I'm gonna have a factory for this now, apparently. I need casting units. Pin that. Let's not make this 3, though. Let's keep it at, like, 2. Because it's a bit heavy on the advanced castings, and I need to make more. I have 5 total being produced, and I need a lot of that for other purposes, for other intermediates. I am currently using advanced castings to make... Oh my gosh, I'm using it to make iron sticks, copper cables, tinned cables, small parts, niobium pipes, multi-purpose pipes, which I'm not even using the multi-purpose pipes anymore. It's like, oh gosh, I have an entire breakdown on my Discord server of what items that are using advanced castings are beneficial to use the advanced castings for. There are very few things that are not a benefit that don't gain a benefit. Mostly like iron pipes I don't think are worth the advanced casting recipe, but most everything else is. Even like right here. Here's advanced casting recipe versus the not advanced casting recipe. Although that breakdown was assuming vanilla modules. Right. I forgot about that. That comparison, because I did comparisons between best case scenario not using advanced castings versus using the advanced castings. And for the vast majority, using the advanced castings is worth it. If I'm using Bob's modules, the math changes considerably because level 8 productivity modules are significantly better than level 8 vanilla productivity modules. These are 40% per module, which is a big difference compared to the 10 of a level 3 vanilla module. That's the level 2 of Bob's modules here. This level 2 productivity module is the equivalent of a level 3 for vanilla. So because of that, I think it's going to actually swing more in favor of this again, but But should I rely on those gains when the whole point was using this as a tool to improve performance? Well, if using a different recipe is going to result in fewer entities overall because of this extra gain in productivity, then yeah, that's the whole point, is to reduce entities. If this is going to be fewer entities in the long term, then I should do this. So going back here, I guess it also depends on if I... Like, these are not productive because they have hot air casting. Yeah, so because I can't use productivity on that and they're rather expensive to make, I should just focus on the other base recipe. And then plan out that I will eventually have that dramatically cutting down the material cost. For now, it's going to be this. Yes, that's a lot more iron niobium alloy, and it's a lot of lead, but it will dramatically decrease as we go along. Speaking of which, why is this building not defaulting these beacons to 16160? Anyway, that's the plan. I'm sticking to it. Give me a factory. Huh. Yeah, that means I'll need to change a few other things. There are, of course, exceptions to everything I just went over. I'll have to check small parts in particular because small parts themselves are not productive, but a few of the component parts are. Gosh, even the cables I think will change to not get benefit from the advanced castings if you're using Bob's modules. Yeah, I'll have to reanalyze all of that again. Certainly I stand by my decisions from using the vanilla modules. All of that still stands. Like, if you are using vanilla modules, the advanced casting recipes are ideal. The primary issue with Pyandons mods is that you will have performance problems to the point of being nearly unplayable before you beat it. And vanilla modules are not good enough. And their expense is such that if you were to build your factory around making a massive amount of beacons and modules, you'll have performance issues that are crippling by the time you have enough production for those modules. So no matter what, there'll be this period of time where you are in a massive crunch on your performance. And that is not acceptable. So it will be my official recommendation going forward to always use Bob's modules or some alternative that gives you stronger modules and or beacons while playing Pyandons mods. Of course, I'm still not going to use the mod that I made that allows you to use productivity modules on many of the intermediates that don't accept productivity in Pyandons mods. Now, would that be a viable alternative with vanilla modules versus Bob's modules? Maybe. Bearing in mind that vanilla productivity modules also have drawbacks. But it would at least ease some of the pressure. I don't believe it would ease enough of the pressure. And that is the fundamental problem here. Pyandons mods need a complete rebalance that I think goes against some of the design philosophy behind this mod set. The point of the mod set was to be this massive, to require a massive factory in order to beat it. That was the whole point, is to have a massive base full of unique factories, and not something like a vanilla mega base, which ends up just being the same factory copied over and over and over and over and over and over and over again. Here, it's a mega-sized base with a whole bunch of different interconnected moving parts that are all unique from each other. Where the problems have come in is that, well, a lot of those factories are too big and use way too many entities overall. It's fine to have the complexity. That's the great thing. That's why I like Pyandons mods. The steps involved are great. The scale is the problem in the mid game. Going into the late game, going over that hump, getting into the late game, that is a problem. Because my computer is not weak. My computer is pretty good. It's not the best that money can buy, but it is still pretty good. And this is my performance, having just gotten into Circuit 3s. Anyway, I need 2 of you. Please don't come to me, buddies. I need this. I also need to move this. Hello, Ave. Welcome. Hello. You have arrived. You have arrived. This is my third factory today. And we are doing apparently all of the logistics for all of these factories that I'm building today. Because they're rather simple factories. So whatever. Thus far we have set up, what was it again? What did we set up again? What was the first thing? I don't even remember what the first thing was. Oh yes, we set up heavy fermium material as well as carbon aerogel, and this will be lead containers. Request FE&B alloy at lead containers. And what was the other ingredient? Just lead? Okay. Our lead at lead containers. Really? Is it NBFE? Alloy. There you are. You are NBFE-alloy. Yes, why didn't you come up with NBFE? Lead. What are the lead containers for? These are going to be used for making zinc oxide nanoparticles in particular. And then the excess is for making alien enzymes, stuff for alien enzymes. And yeah, the big thing today that we've been discussing for a while is that my performance on the game has now dictated that I have to add Bob's modules in order to improve the performance. So I have added Bob's modules. All right, lead containers are done. Was definitely something I did not want to do, but game says no. You must. All right, we have the things. Do I need more than 30 of the things? Yes, I do. I need more than 30 of the lead things. There we go. May as well do both. Well, it's dipping under 20 frames, or under 30 frames, excuse me, into the 20s. So yeah, it was that slow. Basically, the moment that I turned on the Circuit 3s that we built last time, the moment that I finished the factory for Circuit 3s last time, the performance dipped under 20 as all of the factories in the base turned on all at once. Or a big chunk of the factories in the base turned on to support that Circuit 3 production. Like the moment that happened, and a whole bunch of stuff that was not running, started running again, just started to chug. So, yeah, I am afraid that if I get to the point where I am making even 0.2 utility science, and I actually start really consuming science and making science, that with everything in the base coming online, A, I probably don't have enough power to supply that, and B, the frame rate will tank from everything coming online all at once. Oh yeah, speaking of frame rate, I have and energy, I have started using Mark III combustion turbines. I've got a few that have been made, and I'm starting to replace the Mark IIs in the existing infrastructure, which wasn't really what I wanted to do, but it's a difficult decision, what I really want to do long term for power generation. Yeah, I'm just having difficulty reconciling making 9,000 petroleum and 3,000 refined syngas to get 5 gigawatts, not 5 gigawatts, 50 gigawatts of potential production. And the fact that these are Mark IIIs, etc., whatever, that these buildings are Mark IIIs. If I can get into the Bob's productivity level 8, it will become magically simpler to set this stuff up. If I can find something involving productivity for making petroleum as well as something with productivity for making the refined syngas, then I would go with that to help with making these fluids. But this is like basically double my current power production, right? It's like, oh yeah, that's a lot of fluid, but that's also double my current power production and would completely replace within 1 square. Actually, I don't think I would have the space for all the combustion turbines, but it would get rid of all 4 of the current builds for that and be the equivalent of 8 of them. But I'm also toying with the idea of, well, how about I just scale my solar panel production and use solar panels until you realize, oh, hey, in order to even match my current production of power with solar panels, I would need 20 of these. This is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 squares wide. I would need 2 of these. Of nothing but solar. And each one of these is... Wait, 6.2k? Oh yeah, that because no more ghosts. Each one of these is 28,000-ish. Solar panels. Times 20. To even, like, match what I'm able to produce out of these 4 squares of stuff. It would be much better for UPS. It would be much better for UPS overall, despite being, as many entities as it is, because of how the game treats those solar panels. It's just physically producing the solar panels is the problem, because the base would need to be like another 300 plus hours of constant production of solar panels to have enough to fill that demand. So I was like, not a good idea. Which is why I've sort of stopped with that, with even making 2. All right, moving on, because we've made the lead containers at this point as well. Where's my thingies? So I made 2.5 per second of carbon aerogel, and now I've made 2 per second of lead containers, as well as the 2 per second of the heavy fermion. Next up is the zinc oxide nanoparticles. I'm going to need particle accelerators. Glorious and beautiful particle accelerators. Where are those again? Here. Bring me my wonderful particle accelerators. And I must pray that I have enough power. Ooh, we just got the Mark III beacon access. Not like I have the circuit 3s to make them yet, but I may as well set up the requests, right? Mark III beacons are important. They're very important. And right, just to reiterate again, while I am using Bob's modules, I will not be utilizing the pure modules, and I will attempt to respect the module limitations that are in place, such as with the particle accelerator, which is not supposed to allow efficiency modules, along with hot air recipes are not supposed to allow efficiency modules. Using Bob's modules does technically allow going around that by allowing the level 4 through 8s on them. I will not go around that. So those are two of the like major aspects here. Why do none of you have any of the circuit 2s? Like, what's going on? I should be getting circuit 2s, but I seem to not have any. Where's my circuit 2 factory? I always forget. There you are. I don't have any because I don't have any optical fiber. Did I accidentally my optical fiber? I think I may have accidentally. Oh, it's the niobium complex. Okay. Right. I mentioned that I don't have enough niobium complex. I was ahem. I was not lying. The complex is a bottleneck now. That's going to involve needing even more ammonia and HCl and even organic solvent, I think, in order to fix. Yeah, because this is all plates. This is 45 plates that I had built, which I can get more now. I can improve these outputs again with when I get the higher level modules, but right, like all of the, I don't think I have any dedicated niobium complex. Oh, and I think part of it is the train isn't holding a ton either. Right, the train is only holding 8K each, and I've got a bunch of places requesting stuff, and it's only one train. Oh boy. Anyway, you there, yeah, you're just waiting on circuit 2s to happen, and then you... I have all this stuff, technically. Theoretically, I have all this stuff. I could steal some circuit 2s and force them to happen. Oh yeah, I've got some. I don't need that many Von extends, game. I really don't need that many Von extends. Vonix cap at Mark 3, I believe, don't they? Yeah, the utility science tech for phonics, I believe, only unlocks a Mark III. There is no Mark IV of those. Alright, you don't need that. I don't even need any of you anymore, so yeah, get rid of that. Request for the circuit 2s. Yeah, I'm not going to make any more diamond mines, so we'll get rid of that as well. This is how I've been making my beacon 1s, for that matter, this entire time. Just stealing circuits from all of the other infrastructure. How many circuits are you? 20 each. Wow. Okay. And you use just one of the previous beacon? Yeah. And I'm pretty sure this also uses 20. Yeah. So it's 60 circuit 2s per level 3 beacon. Yeah, that's a bit much, of course. Not productive. All these other parts, these are productive. Not these guys. Question being, do I want to, like, force some of this to happen? Not really, and in fact, I shouldn't be using these circuits right now, these circuit boards, because I do need to pick up the labs and the techs. But oh well. Anyway. Oh yeah, you also take forever. That's right. You take forever to craft these things. Each individual one. Great. I want to grab this first one once it's made, just so that we can make a comparison between the level 3 beacon and the level 1 beacon. Oh yeah, my Binding of Isaac t-shirt here I'm wearing today. Wearing one of the set of 3 that I'm supposed to have. I think one of them ripped at one point and I had to get rid of it, but because I can't find it anywhere, I'm like thinking to myself, well, what happened to the stained glass Binding of Isaac t-shirt? I think I remember it ripping at one point, but I've forgotten, really. I have no memory of what happened to that shirt, because I have the other Binding of Isaac shirt. Because with the release of Binding of Isaac Rebirth, there was a merchandise sale. You could get a set of 3 t-shirts, and yeah, I got the t-shirts because I like Binding of Isaac. I like that game, which apparently has been out for a decade. Like going like 11 years. Like what? Huh? You were the same year as Skyrim? Like what? Okay. Sure. Now, although I got these shirts when I was in Kansas, I believe, so it wasn't that long ago. Rebirth. That was like the original release of Binding of Isaac. I think was 11 years ago. But with Rebirth and with Afterbirth and Afterbirth Plus, and now with whatever the heck the most recent expansion is named, I've completely forgotten because I haven't bought it, frankly. There's just so much that game has provided. Hi, level 3 beacon. Right, so a level 1 beacon is that. A level 3 beacon is that. So a level 1 beacon has 2 slots at 50% distribution efficiency. A level 3 is yeah, that much, with 100% distribution efficiency. And it has 6 slots. Just a few things. Just a few things as part of it. Now, I did not take my break at the halfway point, and I think I have to take my break now. So when I get back in a few minutes, we are going to do this zinc oxide nanoparticle factory and move on towards more of these ingredients, which are going to be taking us a while to get through. I'll be back soon. All right, so yeah, um, I'm feeling a little bit like this tech right now. I'm feeling a little bit like this right now. So for my own safety of the office, I think I'm going to have to end things off here. I think I'm going to have to end things a little bit early today because I don't know when the call will come to continue with that tech. So I'm going to have to, unfortunately, call it about an hour early. But yeah, we have made some progress. We've set up a few things that we need for the infrastructure. I have a lot ahead of me over the course of the weekend with all of these beacon shenanigans. So hopefully by the time we meet again on Tuesday, I will have better modules and such, and the performance will ideally be a little bit better. So sorry for having to end it early, but yeah, things happen sometimes. This has been a Talk to Show, but if you have enjoyed today's stream, please be sure to do all of the social and engagement stuff below the video. Leave a like, leave a comment, subscribe if you've not yet subscribed, and hit the notification bell. Consider becoming a member of the channel by hitting the great big blue join button and supporting on Patreon at patreon.com/otakushow. But if you are so inclined and able, I will be back on Tuesday with more as usual, and I hope to see you all then.